Welcome to the section of incident management. In this learning experience, you will understand how to use the digital platform to create, manage incidents throughout your operations. We're going to start by giving you a quick navigation of how the product will be used for incidents. First, you'll see this is the web portal where you'll find all of your digital forms processes. And you can see here is our incident management form on the actual web portal. But we're going to start with the mobile. It's likely if you're raised in an incident, you'll be using a mobile device, either iOS or Android. A reminder of how you log in. So here you would choose your country. If you are specific to one country, you'll only have that one option for your choice. But once I'm in the system, I can submit and I can now access all my digital forms. Now we're going to look for our incident reporting. As you can see, that is the very first one at the top. If I was to click on that, that would take me into the digital process. Now, the first thing I can see is all the incidents for my area that are currently in progress. Some may be submitted or closed out, but you'll get the status of all your incidents from this screen here. Now, to create a new incident, you have two methods of doing this. You can either do it via QR code, or you can do it directly from the app. So let's actually now go into create an incident. Now, the aim here is to make this a fast, efficient process so that it's easy for people to report an incident. So first we're going to do who is the person carrying out the incident report, Paul Richardson. And as you see, you can use speech or text if you want to speed things up. Here we're going to classify what is the incident type. So here we're going to say that there was a lost time injury. There was first aid administered, and there was an environment issue as well. Submit that, and you can see now it's starting to assemble the standardized reporting, the titles that need to go in. The site will say Milan branch operations. Okay, and then we're going to now say company. So I'll just say it is CSN, and then country will be Italy. And now what we need to do is indicate what has actually happened. So major injury has occurred from a forklift truck colliding with another piece of mechanical equipment. And as a result of this, a member of staff has been injured and been taken to hospital. There has been also an environmental spillage as a result of the accident. Okay, we can see that that's a very fast and efficient way for the information to be gathered. Now what we're going to do is we're going to verify where this has happened. So it's happened in the warehouse. The date now, if you need to change the date, it's easy to happen, but hopefully you are reporting the incident on the day it happened. You can change the time the same as well, very easy to do. And then we want to understand what the weather conditions at the time. We can say it was wet and it was windy. Okay, and then again, immediate actions taken. The area has been isolated and made safe. No members of staff can enter the area until a member of the maintenance team and the safety team have come and given the all clear. Okay, and then staff. Okay, we can say this was a permanent member of staff. Submit that. Now, the thing that is important also is that we want to be able to make sure we capture pictures and videos. So where we captured the event details, there's 3 burger menu on the side there. That allows us to be able to take pictures, take videos. So let's take a picture. Okay, and now I'd like to take a video of the area. So let's take a video. Videos can only be 8 seconds long, and that's important to manage the volume of data that goes into the system. So again, it's very easy to evidence everything that's going on. Again, you might want to take a picture of the actions taken that could be showing that everything's been cordoned off, made safe. So let's take a photo here. And again, that's up as evidence that the area has been made safe. Once we're happy all that's been done, we press save. And what will happen now, email alerts will go out to the relevant persons that need to be aware of the incident. That may well be your head of safety. It's your determination of who gets these email alerts. So I can now go into that top incident that we've just created, and I can see all the relevant form processes that need to be completed. So the first one is we need to capture injured person's details. So again, we just click into that. Again, the web process is very similar to the mobile, but mobile is much easier for you to be able to do this on the go. So injured persons, injured details. So we'll say Paul Cook. And then, so that was first name, and then we go back and we put the second name in. Cook. Gender we'll put in as a male, and then we, again, quickly going down, selecting the relevant information. The idea is to make this fast, efficient for the individual. And again, we know it's CSN, is the company, job title, truck driver, job experience, warehouse truck driver. And then we're going to now, these are your predetermined lists of what's effectively the source of injury. So we can say contact with sharp and cutting objects. Now you have now a body map that allows you to be able to indicate where things are. So first thing we need to do is location. We just put here, entrance to the warehouse operations. Okay, and now we can touch the screen to indicate where the injuries are. So we'll say it was the hand and the back of the leg that was injured. You automatically get these drop downs here. So you have now select what were the issues. So we just select these to make it easy. You can put further details in here. So I'll just put test in there for now. And we can do the same here. That's not a mandatory requirement, but if it may be something that the first aider would like to identify. The other thing that we're able to do at this stage is assign an action. So yes, I'd like to assign an action. I then press the action button on the side there. I can now provide the details of what it is that I'm doing. I'm actually raising an incident. I'm giving this to Jimmy. Could you please urgently come on site and carry out an assessment of this serious issue and make sure that we've taken all the corrective actions required? Okay, and then I'm going to set a date that needs to be done today. It is a high priority, and I save that, and that's now going to be alerted by email and or WhatsApp, depending on how you want your configuration set up. But I now save that, and that will now transmit the information through to the relevant parties. As you can see, it's shown that's successful. Now, in terms of the action itself, so if you come into actions here, you'll see these actions are all here. And you can see that there's the action that we created. These are able then to be managed through the system. There's lots of automation here. The individual that you've allocated the action would have received an email alert and a WhatsApp alert. In here, they'll provide the details. They can confirm that they've now moved from activation to assigned, and that will continuously update everybody. You can also add what we call watchers. Anybody else that needs to be made aware of the incident can clearly come in here and carry that out. And we can also upload any files. So any documents that need to be uploaded can come in here, and it's very quick and easy to do so. So I can select that document, and then that's uploaded into the system as all types of files, images, photos, anything that you need to do that's relevant for this investigation. Here you can provide comments and updates. And if you need to get to the original document, this green button here will take you to the original document. So that is your action tracker, and it will continue to move through. As you can see now, this one's now moved over to assigned. And once it's in progress, it gets moved, completed. And if it's blocked, it's there. But note one thing, that the important thing here is the system is constantly monitoring the progress of the action dates. So if something goes overdue, then this will be escalated to the individual's line manager. But whilst that's before that happens, there will be reminders 3 days before due date to let them know that the action is due. So that hopefully makes a lot of sense. Now let's go back and experience the rest of the app. So coming back now to the app, we're just going to share my screen. So we've now completed the injured persons and the injured details. Now, if you need to capture any witness statements, very easy to do. You capture that, and you can actually pass this to an individual to be able to put any details in. That you need this to be a fast and efficient process. Environmental incident, we said there was some issues regarding liquids on the floor. Again, same principle. Remember these the 3-dot burger menu on the side. At any point in the process, you can actually capture pictures, capture videos, etc. So again, you will just carry on filling in the document, reviewing the drop downs, and then once you've completed, you would press save. And for the speed and efficiency of this training module, if you follow the first point 1 of the process, you'll understand that the functionality is the same in every inner form. So investigation team, now some of these files will be restricted, so only certain individuals will be able to, for example, appoint an investigation team, and that will only be available to those that have that authority. Investigation cause, so this is getting into the root cause of the incident, and again that would allow you, and got this button here called add another. So as you're finding factors, you can just keep adding more information, but it keeps the digital process very slick and easy to use. So again, just following the same principles that's been shown at the beginning of this demonstration. And then of course you have corrective and preventive action, which will be very important to closing out this incident, and how we would create maybe a red alert or report to the business if there is something to learn from this incident. Now coming to the web, so you've now experienced the mobile and the simplicity of the mobile. If we come into the incident we just created, as we can see, it's in progress because I've started capturing all the information. We'll see here, we have what we call the header form. So if I need to see all the details of that incident, you can see photos, videos. I just press on the top here and it allows me to see, who created this, that. This could have been created via the ad or through a QR code. And this will allow you then to follow all of the relevant forms that proceed. So we saw that we created the first form, and this has got all the information we captured, the first data information as you saw, and that's all captured in there. And then of course, all of the other inner forms have to be done on the actual mobile, or you can do it on the web. It's your choice. It's very agile, very flexible in how it works. And finally, all of this is reporting through to Power BI so that we have a full insight to the way in which the trends of incidents are being managed. And so Power BI will be having all of this information. So if I was to look up, for example, the summary, here we go, you can see this will capture all the live data so we can understand exactly what's going on across the business. If you need a full screen of that, you can now. This license is with your country champion. He has a full Microsoft license that allows full access to all of the reporting forms. And if these forms need to be communicated, he can then distribute those without the need of buying any new licenses from Microsoft Power BI. So hopefully that was a very helpful explanation of how things work in incident management. We will have also other learning experiences in all the other forms that you can actually understand how to get the best from the product. I hope that's helpful and hope you enjoy using the digital solution of Kinetic Taking It.